What if I told you that there is only one shift you need to make to get yourself to pursue your passion more? And it's not motivation. Hello and welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. I'm Sibylla and today I'll tell you the one shift you need to make to get yourself to spend more time on your passion. A lot of people tell me that it's not the issue is not that they don't have enough time. They would actually, they are busy, but they would have some time to pursue their passion. And for some reason, they're not doing it. I've spoken before about the fact that a lot of people just think of themselves as lazy and why this isn't true. I'll leave a link to that episode in the description below in case you would like to review it. Other people say, yeah, I would have time, but I spend too much time online, like on social media, for example. And they treat this like a character flaw, like a bit of an oops, like you would if you indulge in sweets a little too much or have a glass of wine too much at a party. Your mission today is to learn the one shift that you need to make in order to get yourself to spend more time on your passion. Task number 1 is called What Makes Creativity Thrive? Now, when I say creativity, I don't just mean actually producing something like a piece of art or crafting. Some passions, for example, include studying a particular subject. That also requires creativity. Sports definitely require creativity of the mind. Even reading, which sounds a bit passive, but if you read something, you create in your mind the world that you read about. So creativity, you could say, involves everything that is that's an action. Anything you actively do as opposed to only consuming something. Now, research has conclusively proven that creativity thrives on one very surprising thing. You ready? Boredom. You heard me. Creativity thrives on boredom. And if you, like me, have a bit of trouble believing this, then maybe think back to your school days when you were a kid and you were in a really boring lesson and your mind was everywhere except in the classroom. How you made up entire universes, entire adventures, entire worlds of your own because you were bored. This is how boredom nourishes creativity. And at this point, you probably are beginning to see why screens are much more of a problem than you might have thought initially. Task number 2 is the devastating effect of screens. I'll start by saying that you're not off the hook if you don't do social media or if you don't like social media. Screens involve everything that is on the computer, like news or Netflix, or indeed social media, email, but also things like the TV, and of course your phone or tablet. Now, obviously there are big differences in quality. Mindlessly scrolling on Facebook is a completely different thing than, for example, learning something online or watching educational content like this video. I'm a gamer and I get so much joy from gaming. So none of these things are inherently bad, not even social media. The issue is that we are doing too much of it, that we are spending entirely too much time on them. And the reason why this is an issue is that everything that is involved, that is to do with the screen, tends to preoccupy our mind. It grabs our attention. It literally holds our minds hostage. And that is the exact opposite of boredom. Task number 3 is how to break free and spend more time on your passion. Now, what follows from what I said before is that in order to spend more time on your passion, you need a social media detox. I'm not going to suggest, I'm not one of those people who say, oh, throw out your computer and never watch anything on the screen again. I don't think that's quite realistic in our day and age, and there are so many benefits to it as well. No, I suggest instead to not feel bad about yourself. It's not a character flaw. These things are designed to keep us hostage. It's nothing to do with your intelligence or anything. You don't need to feel ashamed. But you can take measures to take back control from these things. And what you do is you decide on, like say, a weekend. If you can do a full week That's great, but most people don't have the chance to do that. At the very least, 1 full day of no screens whatsoever. That means no computer, no phone, no tablet, no TV. Don't even listen to music. Resist the temptation to fill this space with other activity, like taking your kids to an amusement park where you're all day on the roller coaster and all the rest, and don't even notice that you don't have screens on you. That is not the idea. The idea is to endure. That's your task there. Endure the profound discomfort that you're likely to feel. Endure the unrest. Endure the temptation to finally pick up your phone and just check it once. And endure, indeed, the boredom. And after you've done this initial detox, this is the big hurdle. Once you're past that, it gets easier. Then you can establish regular offline times. Like I've suggested this before, like after 9 p.m. in the evening, no more screens. Or you pick 1 day per week, like every Sunday, you're offline. Trust me, somebody who really wants to get in touch will pick up the phone. And if they send an email, it can wait until the next day. Trust me, it always works. And also you can inform your friends of it or clients or whatever, and they'll know. When you do this, it won't take long. It will take a week or 2. And suddenly you feel like you really want to pursue your passion. You don't need anything else, no extra motivation or pep talk or whatever. You will simply feel like it. Try it out and see what it does. That brings me to task number 4, which is, as usual, let me know. Leave a comment and tell me where you stand on this. Have you ever done a detox before, or are you willing to do one? Maybe not. Maybe this is too scary. I'll reply to every comment, I promise. If you would like some more, then consider joining the Wild Spirits community on wildspiritscoaching.com. You fill in a little form and you get the Wild Spirits news, which is 1 email per week, so 100% spam free. You get a lot of additional articles and information. You get recommendations of books and other resources. And sometimes you get exclusive offers that are only for my subscribers that nobody else ever gets to see. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com, or you can Google Wild Spirits Coaching. That'll get you to the website as well. Thanks for watching.